buy happiness, but it can buy me a boat. It can buy me a truck to pull it. It can buy me a Yeti 110 ass down with some silver bullets. Yeah, and I know what they say, money can't buy everything. Well, maybe so, but it can buy me a boat.
Awesome. That song pretty much sums it up. Money can't buy you happiness, but can buy you a boat. My name is Kim Sweers, and I've been a boat boss for the last 20 years in South Florida as one of the owner-operators of FB Marine Group, one of America's top 100 boat dealerships. I'm a native Floridian. I grew up in Miami, which is also home to the Miami Heat, the Miami Dolphins, and Mr. Worldwide himself. South Florida is also the mecca for the boat business worldwide. It's also home to some of the top movers and shakers around the globe. What is Boat Boss? Boat Boss, it's a podcast where we interview some of the top players in business, sports, entertainment, politics, whatever it might be. And we're going to talk about basically live, work, play. Where do you live? What do you do for work? And what do you do for fun? The icing on the cake, these successful people are going to share their secret sauce for success. We'll keep it short, 10 minutes or so, short and powerful, so we can get you back to the hustle of the daily grind. For those of you that know me, I like high energy. I love coffee. I'm a motivation junkie and nonfiction. Love it. All that good stuff. And when I met our next guest, I knew it would be lifelong friends because we shared a lot of the same character traits. I'd like to introduce one of my great friends, Steve Nudelberg. Steve, welcome to the Boat Boss Podcast.
You are incredible. That was fantastic. I am so happy for you that you are now going to get the opportunity to share what I know about you with the world. So I'm giving a warning to everybody listening to this. Watch out for this lady because she is the boat boss and she is going to the top.
Well, thanks for being on the show, Steve. Let's talk about the first day we met. Because I share that story so often with people. And I think it was this that attracted, obviously you were smiling and I was smiling and you were talking with a group of yacht brokers at a convention. And I didn't know that you wrote a book at the time. So I was smiling like you were feeding me the word. Talk about that day.
Yeah, so it was really great. I've been fortunate in my career that I have the opportunity to give back. And so to me, it's like sending the elevator back down. I've been fortunate to have sales and business success. That's not to mention the many failures, but the success, the highlights of my career. I've learned a lot, and now I get the opportunity to share it. You and I met when I was speaking to the Yacht Brokers Association. It was great. It was a great venue. It was a great stage. People were really, really, really engaged. And boom, here I am speaking. You were one of those people. And for people who have ever spoken in front of a crowd, the mood of the audience drives you. So any entertainer, any comic will tell you that you feed off the energy that the crowd is giving you. You were so engaged. You were so smiling, as you said. So it was awesome. I delivered my stuff. And then I was signing books on the outside. And you go, I am buying a book for everybody in my organization. And so it was super cool. And you know what? I could just feel that there was a kindred spirit. As you said in the opening, I love the fact that you are true to yourself. You know what makes you, you. And there's only one like you. Your DNA, everything about you, everything, the way you operate, people notice that kind of stuff, the way you show up. And so the fact that you're in a really cool, sexy business, you're able to share this with the world, man. I'm super proud to call you my friend.
Thank you, Steve. And I know, this shirt says it all. You and I are going to start teaming up with your team and Andrew Koenig from City Furniture. Just a little history. Andrew's mom and I fought cancer together. She was my rock. That woman was at radiation with me, every morning, and we had coffee afterwards, and she was such a great woman. So I want to share about, my initiative with my son, which we'll talk a little bit more in another show. But, breast cancer, it's Breast Cancer Month. I want to talk about what you guys are doing to help Andrew, help City Furniture, and help save lives.
So one of the rules in my book is give to get, and not that I keep score, but I am very philanthropic. Everything about me is what can I do to help you get better,
Yes.
and I
Yep.
believe that the universe gives it back. When we speak about people like you who have overcome physical or mental challenges, in your case, you didn't choose to get cancer, it chose
No.
you. And what happens is that's a defining moment. And some people get defined by the disease or they define what they did to it. You took it, grabbed
Absolutely.
it, and you're fortunate that you lived through it. And so I admire people with that kind of fortitude,
Yes.
number one.
Yes.
Number two is I want to help them in their, their outward journey to create, cures and stuff like that. So Andrew Koenig is one of the sweetest, dearest people I know. As you said, his mother. So they have an October initiative called Pink Pumpkins. My firm on the ball, myself and my son and our team got right behind it in our daily huddle, which we do every morning. We are raising money.
Awesome.
We have a $10,000
Awesome.
ask. We're almost halfway there with people like you and other leaders in the marketplace. And so
that's awesome.
What we learned when we were in kindergarten was follow the leader. People like you, people like Andrew are leading our community in a way that I am thrilled to follow the leader.
Well, great. Well, I'm so beyond stoked to partner with you guys to help save lives. There's a quote that I live by: "You're never complete until you change the life of one less fortunate." And that can be in whatever your mission is, whatever your why is. Just find it, identify it, and then obviously add some passion, and then the rest is history. I want to talk about the book. 3 things. My mom read this book before I did. And she was like, "It's a great book. You should read it." And so 3 things. There's 27 rules for influencers and leaders that we should, learn from and succeed from. Tell us your 3 top favorite from this book.
Wow, thank you. What a thrill to be able to, to share that. We should be talking about boats and not my book, but the cool thing is that people ask me, Steve, you've been a relatively successful guy. You've been in a bunch of different categories or silos. How did you do it? And I, like many other professionals like you, I have a process and I live by the process. And when things aren't working, I can go back to the spine of how I operate and say, what's not working and what can I fix? So these rules were started by when someone asked me, hey, what's your process? Boom, this is my process. First one that I love is, and it's true of almost every successful person I know in life, they get up early. And early is sort of nebulous, but you and I email each other at 4 o'clock in the morning.
4 a.m.
So the reality is we just do more. We've expanded the clock and taken
2 to 3 more hours a day.
And you start multiplying that by weeks and months and years, you just outwork people. So, I tell lots of stories about how I learned it and how I do. So I get up every day at 3:30. I don't suggest that that's what you have to do, but I do suggest trying to get up a half hour earlier every day and see what it does to your life. So that was number 1. Number 2 rule, which is really fantastic, is most people greet each other, either new or old relationships, with how are you? How are you is an invitation for someone to dump their garbage on you. Exactly. This isn't working and it's so bad, and traffic and politics and stress and blah, blah, blah. Well, we have a way to avoid that. And as a student of the game, what I came up with was when I greet people, I say, great to meet you. Tell me something good. And it puts them in a position where they need to share something that's good in their life. And when they do, the change in behavior, because then I'm listening to something that's important to them. And in turn, they always remember the way I made them feel, and I'm always welcome back. And so I love all of the rules, but you asked me to give you 3. So the 3rd rule I would talk about is the smile rule. Make it a habit to smile. Most people, if you pull up to a light the next time you're in your car and look to the left and look to the right, nobody smiles anymore. Smiling is a habit. It's a way to flex. It changes your entire mood. There are physical and emotional and chemical changes that you can have to your body. Because most people are talking about the virus as something contagious. Well, guess what? So is a smile. When you smile,
Absolutely.
the world
It's contagious.
smiles back. And so you want a way to light up a room, just smile. And so those are 3 of the many, but they're simple, basic things that people forget about. And if you use it as a checklist to say, boom, 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 these are the things I'm doing, you will be successful in whatever you do.
No, I agree, Steve. You know, I read that. I think you told me that at the seminar I was at, and I started smiling at people, and I got, you know, dating offers, marriage proposals. people were like, "Do I know you?" And I was like, "I love it." So smiling is contagious, and I highly recommend it. And I do get up early, so if anybody wants to email me or call me or text me, I'm up early, just like Steve. So yeah, I love all you're saying. But what makes me smile the most are boats. It's what I do for a living. I love boats. It's all about, you know, getting on the water, enjoying life. And now with the pandemic, you know, we've got a lot of challenges. You celebrated your 60th birthday party. You were challenged by what do I do in a pandemic. So I want to close the show by what you do to, you know, play on the water. And I want to talk about your 60th birthday party and how you chartered a boat. And tell us about your experience.
That's great. It is such a memory that is just deep in my mind, in my spirit. To your point, I had grandiose plans. What could we do for my 60th? Michelle and I are really friendly, you know, with some, you know, people that are entertainers. And so there was like, you know, Bret Michaels was considering coming here and potentially playing for my friends. I'm a big Doobie Brothers fan. We had talked about having them come. And so I had these big ideas, which when the economy, a year before, when the economy was robust and everybody was thinking of how can I top the next person? You know, I was thinking big, all of my friends in a hall. But you know what? This reset, not a challenge, a reset. It's just a reset, figuring out different priorities. I said, you know what? The number one thing is I want to spend the day with my family, my 2 sons and my grandson and my dad. And so we said, what better way to do that than to be on the water, especially in South Florida? You know, it was so easy to put together. I called you. I said, hey, do you guys do like the, you know, charter thing? And next thing you know, 60 foot with a captain, with a mate. And we had just the most tremendous day because I believe a lot of people feel like me. I want to be on the water. I have no fascination in driving a boat or in owning a boat. I want to be on the water so I can, like through somebody like you, I can be on the water 6 times a year, enjoying the moment, not being caught up in all of the things it takes.
Absolutely.
So, you know, everybody talks about, you know, your best friend's boat. You know,
so true.
For me, you're my best friend because I have access to boats. And what a tremendous day. All of us ate, swam, drank. You know, you hosted us at your house to start the event. So what I would tell people is that when things are challenging, look for opportunities to bust out of the bubble, you know, and so it's socially distant. It was spectacular in terms of weather and scenery. And it made me realize one of the other things I talk about in my book is gratitude. It made me so grateful to live here and breathe here that why would I not take advantage of it? Look at the day that it is today, man. So I can't wait to get back outside. But so I think a lot of the things that you and I share in common are those things. We're grateful. You're grateful as a survivor. I think you help people match up to their dreams and aspirations as it comes to recreation. And so I know the work. I know people have bought boats from you. I know people who get boat service from you. And I'm so thrilled that you're putting yourself out there on a bigger stage to share who you are, what you do, and how you can continue to impact people. And that, to me, is what the Boat Boss is all about.
Absolutely. Well, I think you just closed the show for me, but basically money can't buy you happiness, but it can buy you a boat. It can charter you a boat. It can get you on the water. And that's what this show's all about. We just want to expose everybody to life on the water, live, work, play, whatever you do it well. Signing off for the first Boat Boss podcast. Make it a great day.
Congratulations to you.